All right, everyone, welcome back. Get ready, because today we're taking a deep dive into quadratics.
Quadratics.
Yeah, going beyond Algebra 2.
Yeah.
Like really going to try to uncover the hidden depths of quadratic functions and equations.
That's right.
We're remixing Algebra 2, you could say.
Algebra 2. The remix. I like it.
Right, so, okay. I've been looking at the notes, and I see something here about applications of quadratics, which has always kind of stumped me, to be honest. I never quite understood, like, how could this possibly be used in the real world?
No, I mean, they really are everywhere. Like, think about it when someone throws a baseball or a football.
Oh,
that parabolic arc that you see, like that shape, that is a quadratic function in action.
So you're telling me that if I understood quadratics a little better,
Yeah.
I could throw a better spiral? Or like throw a frisbee better?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay, all right. Sold. I'm in.
But it's not just, throwing a ball or a frisbee. We're talking about like designing bridges, analyzing the trajectory of rockets, things like that.
So this is some serious stuff then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm looking at my notes here and it says graphing quadratic functions.
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming is pretty important if we really want to understand all this.
Oh, it's essential.
Okay.
Graphing quadratics, it's like having a visual roadmap of how that function behaves. When you graph a quadratic equation, you get that parabola, that U-shape,
right.
And that shape tells us so much about the function. Like, where does it reach its highest point, its lowest point?
So you're saying like the shape of the graph can give us a lot of information?
A ton of information.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. But then things get a bit more complicated.
A little bit, yeah.
When we start talking about solving quadratics.
Right.
Because now I'm seeing factoring, completing the square, the quadratic formula. I mean, why are there so many ways to do this?
That's a great question. Each method kind of has its own strengths. Like, factoring is nice. It can be elegant. It can be super quick, when it works.
Right.
But sometimes it's just not the easiest way to do it.
Okay.
Completing the square can be more powerful, especially if you want to find the vertex of the parabola directly.
I remember really struggling with completing the square back in the day.
Yeah.
Why would I ever choose to complete the square if I could just factor it?
Well, it really depends on, what the form of the equation is.
Good.
Completing the square helps you to rewrite that quadratic in a way that directly shows you the vertex.
Okay.
And that vertex is really important because it tells us, again, a lot about the behavior of that parabola.
Gotcha. So it's about using the right tool for the right job.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay. But then there's the quadratic formula.
Yeah.
Which, if I remember correctly, that was like the ultimate weapon in our arsenal.
The big gun.
That could solve any quadratic equation.
Pretty much, yeah.
No exceptions.
Well, almost.
Almost.
There's one kind of interesting thing.
Okay.
Sometimes the quadratic formula can lead you to something called, complex numbers.
Okay, yeah.
And these can be a little mind-bending.
Right. Complex numbers, those always felt a bit, imaginary back in Algebra 2.
They do.
But I'm guessing there's a reason why they show up in quadratics.
Oh, absolutely. They actually they play a real role. They come into play when a parabola doesn't intersect the x-axis.
Okay.
And so in those cases, the solutions involve taking the square root of negative number.
Right.
Which is where these complex numbers come in.
Okay, so they're not just some theoretical idea.
No.
They're actually connected to how these parabolas behave.
Exactly. And as weird as they seem, they have a huge impact in all sorts of fields.
Wait.
Oh, yeah. Like electrical engineering, even quantum mechanics, stuff like that.
All right. So we've gone way beyond a simple review here, I think.
I think so, yeah.
We've gone from practical applications of quadratics to solving methods, and now we're talking about, complex numbers.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
And it all comes back to that parabolic shape.
Right.
So next time you see that, in the real world, just think about it.
Okay.
There's a whole world of quadratic equations and functions.
A whole hidden world.
A whole hidden world going on.
Okay. Well, on that note, I think we'll wrap up our deep dive for today.
Sounds good.
But for all of you listening, keep an eye out for those parabolas.
Yeah.
Because you never know what you might find.
You never know.
All right. Until next time.
See ya.
So long.
Bye.